Welcome to Superior Brodowns with Zach and Caden.
And Max.
And Cameron.
Yes, today guys, we are back. We are back with a amazing video. Today's going to be a great fight, and it will be, it's going to be great. This is one of our first recording sessions of 2019. It's going to be a great year, guys. Maybe, I think we'll hit over 100 subscribers.
That'd be great.
We're at 85 right as the time 86 at the time of recording this video. So we're really trying to work our way up. Maybe eventually we'll have a few more. I know it's not a huge number, but it is to us. So
yeah,
we're really trying to work
we
our way
didn't even
there.
think we'd get 10.
So yeah, actually yeah. So that's an amazing thing. So thank you to all of our viewers. Thank you for watching our videos. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, make sure you guys hit that button
And tell your friends.
And tell your friends, like the videos.
Or your parents.
Yeah, actually.
Tell your slaves.
Or your dogs.
Hey.
Anyway, so today we are having a wonderful video in the Fantasy League where Max and Caden will be fighting with the code. sorry, my bad. Cameron and Caden, okay? Cameron and Caden are gonna be fighting.
Bruh.
What?
Okay, let's go.
But,
what's the location, Max? What's the location, Cameron?
We'll be fighting in Maxville. Smallville.
I hope that was unintentional.
Smallville.
Everything's Max. Max.
The Walshers are paying Max next video.
So and also, if you guys didn't read the title, or like didn't look at the thumbnail, the characters will be Cameron with Ant-Man and Caden with the Punisher. So, Max is judging, I'll be fact-checking and timing, and without further ado, we'll get into the fight when I pull up the timer.
Would you like to start this, or do you think I can?
I think I can start
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Set, go!
Okay, so one of the things that we saw in Ant-Man and the Wasp is that he has close-up magic. Come on. Okay, so basically, all I know about the Punisher is that he has a bunch of high-tech guns, and he has really good fighting skills. That's all he has. While the Ant-Man can shrink to amazing sizes where you can't really see
So, are
him.
you saying that you're going to shrink as your first thing? That's what you're going to do?
Probably.
Well, I would like to propose a defense. Not many people know this, but Hank Pym and the Punisher have met each other before. And
I'm using Scott Lang, so...
But Punisher happens to have stolen a bunch of Pym particles from Hank Pym when they met. So this means that I, Punisher, am able to shrink down to your size.
Then I can get bigger.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I'm just canceling out the fact that you can be small. When you're big, you can be taken out by
here's the thing.
2 iron people hitting you in the
At
face.
least-
well,
okay,
what,
so
what I
I
can
have-
do is take my armored truck full of weapons and jam it straight into your ankles, or I can keep using many of Punisher's amazing arsenal.
But don't you
to
think
take
that
you down.
Ant-Man would see that coming, that you're throwing something at him?
I mean, yeah, he could, but
Then why
obviously
wouldn't
he
he
doesn't
try
move
to
very
just-
fast, as we've seen in
Okay, when
the
he gets
Civil
really
War
big-
movies, where he just stood there and threw things. That's all he was able to do, pretty much. He didn't even try to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't move, by the way.
Okay, but what makes you think that he would have Pym particles on you right now? Because usually he doesn't have Pym particles.
Well,
Especially not
this
in the
is something
TV
I've
show.
said before, is that we can't say, like, you wouldn't have this on you, because then these fights couldn't happen. Like,
But you don't usually have that on you. Is the
how
thing.
do you know?
Because-
He's used them on different occasions.
Because of the TV show.
Okay, and what? Okay, basically saying I don't have any of my weapons. Like by saying I don't have this, that's basically saying you don't have shrinking. Like that's Punisher's main thing is weapons. So by taking that
he
out,
would have his...
you're basically saying that
Yeah, but they're not his weapons, is the thing.
He has availability to them, and he can call upon the armored car that carries most of his weapons in there,
Okay,
which
but would
wouldn't
that
keep
be-
him particles.
Would he be able to get it quick enough before Ant-Man could use his fighting techniques to defeat you?
If he is somehow there, the car would also find its way to him. Yes, I think so. Because he's at least able to hold him off. At this point, I would assume that they're having a fight while they're small, before Ant-Man at least tries to go bigger, because Ant-Man, obviously, he'll still fight someone if they're small, as shown by Yellowjacket.
Alright, so we're in Smallville, right? Surely there's going to be ants around, and Ant-Man has been notorious for being able to control ants, which some ants can fly, and some he can just ride, because why not? And so, like if he's able to basically fly while he's really short, I don't think there's any way that Punisher's going to be able to
Punisher
get to high ground.
has dealt with a lot of like hordes and things, such as like zombies and multiple things of like creepy nature. and
Has he
whatnot.
been able to defeat small zombies?
But he's their size right now. If he's their size, and if he's not, he can just step on them. What are they actually going to do that will actually hurt him? Because he's wearing a
Ant-Man
full
can step
suit
on you too.
when he's giant. But I'm saying at that point the vehicle would be there with all of his weapons.
Because then
all
he
I
can step
need
on
to
all
do
the
is
weapons.
No. First off, it's an armored truck. It's going to take a bit more than that. And secondly, we've seen how slow he moves.
Well,
as
yeah.
I've brought up before, by the time he steps down, the car is driving away.
When he, I would make a suggestion that Ant-Man would get close to the Punisher, and then he would get to a massive height. And when he gets to a massive height, he takes up a lot of area around it. And so it would basically be me stepping on you.
I don't know if I believe that. Like,
Well, you see him, like, kind of growing really, really big,
and also,
right?
if I'm still small at this point and you're big, then how would you know where to step?
Well, if I'm right next to you and I'm really small, then I would be able to...
I think the Punisher's reaction time is quick enough to at least avoid that by the time your foot comes down. Because he's smart enough to know he's growing big. And
Yeah,
from
but
small
would you
to
be fast
giant,
enough for that?
I think, dude, he's had reaction times to match people like the Wolverine. He's shot Wolverine in the dick. Now, he's able to match people as fast as the Wolverine, who's been trained in things such as ninjutsu and things, Japanese.
Okay, so
So-
in Civil War, he was able to like throw the Pym particle, and like how Captain America was able to throw the frickin' semi. That's what it was. He kind of has good aim as well, so like he could throw the Pym particle at you if you tried to get big again, and he could just shrink you back down.
He could, but then pose the question, how would he know where I am? Because that's a huge size difference. Like,
He could shrink back down.
so what's the point of keeping me small then? If you're gonna go big, use your bigness.
Okay, yeah.
So that you're just saying that you're not even gonna use the big argument anymore?
I am.
Okay, so that brings me to if the moment that you can shrink down, if we're ever the same size, all it would take is one appropriate shot to disable you. I'm not going for the kill right away. All it would take is one appropriate shot, and Punisher wouldn't even do that anyway.
Yeah,
He
but his
always-
armor is decent enough that it would.
So is the
be able-
Punisher's to take any sort of amount of damage from the ants or Hank Pym himself, or not Hank Pym, Scott Lang himself. Bullets are stronger than fists, and with the amount of weapons he has, not only for like shotguns, muskets, things of that nature, miniguns. He has a minigun in that armor.
Okay, but bullets aren't stronger than armor, and they have armor on right now. I don't know about the Punisher because I don't think he really has armor.
The Punisher does have armor.
Okay.
It's stronger in the skull, but he does have armor to protect from bullets. It is bulletproof.
Okay.
And that, at least, is going to be enough to protect against punches. And I don't know if he can really get a connected hit to the head, really. Because
Yeah.
he's trained enough in martial arts to know to avoid everything.
Well,
30
I would say
seconds.
that they're kind of like even match when it comes to martial arts because he's pretty good at fighting.
And that's the thing, is that when it comes to martial arts, obviously, he's going to stay away, and he's going to use those guns to at least disorient. Obviously, if they don't pierce, they're still gonna hurt.
Well, yeah,
We've
they're
seen
still
that
hurt,
they're
but-
still going to wind him. And so any capitalization on the martial arts will mean that I have the upper hand.
But
Because
then I
while
could
Scott
get
Lang-
big.
And then what's gonna happen is I now have my armored truck, which has a
Yeah.
minigun in it.
Okay, final statements.
Would you like to go?
No.
Not at all.
I was not expecting that. So, he basically admitted himself that he's not using the big argument. He said it himself, so that leaves us with small and medium size. I can shrink as Punisher whenever I want because it is never stated how many Pym particles he has. So, it could be for hours, he could transform back and forth, back and forth. So, since there's no evidence to say that he has a limited amount, I can keep going with that. Yeah, all it takes is just a disorientation for his Punisher's martial arts to overcap Ant-Man's. He's only been trained, by a few people in his lifetime, while Punisher knows many, many different martial arts by various different people. And if he's able to keep up with people like Wolverine and things like people that can very swiftly attack. There is no way that Ant-Man is not only going to get the jump on him, but those army of ants, while Punisher is taking down hordes of different enemies, just like the ants, and the ants wouldn't even be as powerful as those things that he's faced against, with all the weapons he has at his disposal now, because the armored truck had enough time to get there, because of how, we've brought up before, this battle would take a bit of time.
Okay, so I want to start off by saying that I wasn't kind of... alright, so I was kind of disputing the big argument, but that's still an option to be used, and before, like, Punisher would have any time to react, I would already be crushing you, and since you're not fast enough to kind of escape, like, this massive foot that is massive, you wouldn't be able to really stop it, and even if you were, I would be able to shrink really, really small, and you wouldn't be able to because there's no reason you should have PIM particles on you at all. And so, also, we're kind of even on the martial arts status, but you're a little bit better, but that's besides the point. We're about even.
Yeah. Alright, good fight, guys. Just a few things I wanted to point out real quick for facts stuff. So, Punisher has used PIM particles before in the comic books as well to hide certain, like, things. Like, he steals technology sometimes, and he has, like, one time he had a Dr. Octopus arm, and he was able to shrink it down and have it himself. And he also stole the Ant-Man suit in the Dark Reign comic book, but that does not mean that he normally has them. He doesn't usually have them on him. He only had them for, like, that comic book storyline, and so he doesn't typically have them from what I see here. So that was just the only thing I saw, I think.
I think a thing was, in superhero brodowns, this is what a fight is. These two guys meet each other, they don't like each other, they brawl. They don't know a thing about each other. I think it's weird that you just, like, I don't know, manipulating the environment with just this armored truck you roll up and just... Here's my guns, dog. Minigun time. Because, like, I mean, like, when you meet each other, it's just a stroll in the park, you know, and then...
But, like...
Oh, yeah, one more thing. You do have a Kevlar uniform, so it is bulletproof. So.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah.
Or most gunfire. Not always, but it protects from most gunfire. And but it says he can still, like, suffer some injuries, obviously. So, yeah.
My thing is, another thing, like he said, he stole a suit and shrunk down. You just said, I have PIM particles, let me just chug this real quick, and now I'm small. You're either permanently tiny, you're gonna shrink to death. I mean, like, you can't just shrink it and then just, like, be small. That's, like, not how PIM particles work. So, like, my thing would be, I don't know, because, like, you use that argument a lot, and I don't know if that is valid enough for you to just carry them around and not have the suit on.
But
I do like your martial arts argument. In close quarters combat, you would sit his ass down.
I would like to make a statement. We brought up the fact that he wouldn't have PIM particles after we finished closing statements. Like, yeah, he brought it up, but he did not have the evidence that Zach brought up to say that he wouldn't have it. So, on technicality, you just said
during it.
You said that he wouldn't have them, but you didn't have the evidence to back it up. Therefore,
Yes.
making your argument mute.
Okay, just, Max.
I'm just saying, that argument, before the fact check, does not stand.
Can I get a good talk?
You're the judge, you got to do it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
the judge.
Oh no, set me free.
Okay. I want to vote Ant-Man because the PIM particle argument was just not strong enough.
You want to.
I think I'm about to going to because I mean, like, you're Punisher. He is the Ant-Man. What would the Punisher bring in a normal fight? A bunch of guns, a sniper rifle, etc. You're the Punisher. You're an assassin. That's what you bring. He's the Ant-Man. He's not just gonna be battle ready with like a few kung fu moves and close-up magic. Like, I feel like as a suit, he would. I mean, like, as being the Ant-Man, he would probably have the suit, do the Ant-Man. That's like Cable not having his photon gun, Taskmaster not having his shield, Wolverine's not having his claws.
That's like saying I wouldn't have anything. I'm just a guy then.
No,
Yeah,
you're a guy
that's
with a bunch of guns.
Exactly.
But you brought up the PIM particle argument. That was your main argument. You only brought up the guns.
You argued a lot with you being tiny, up close with him. I mean, like, I don't feel like that argument is valid enough to be the winning argument. So on this one, I will have to go with Ant-Man. Caden, it was a really good try.
That was a
and
really good fight, though.
You're snarling
I
at
tried
me.
my best with that.
Yeah.
That was a weird fight to do.
Right.
But I think like you had a really good argument, and he has used them before. It's just, would he have them on him normally in a normal battle? And just the fact that
I tried my best to
didn't
even
bring up-
avoid that by speaking after while the judge was talking. I tried my best to bring up that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you'd have brought up more about the exact weapons he normally has to do, and some of his accomplishments, he probably would have had it in the back easy. But
Yeah.
good job, Cameron. Score.
So
So.
next, Zach.
So yeah, guys, make sure to check out next week's video. Make sure to check out all the other great videos, and also make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel to keep yourself updated on all the different fights. The league's starting to get kind of intense. We're almost to the end of the first round. We have
Cool.
2 more fights, and then we're gonna have a little recap to make sure you guys are kind of caught up. But then we're going right into the second round, guns blazing with 12 characters left, and then we'll go to the third round, and then the final. We're at 4th round, maybe.
That'd be the final.
4th round is the final round. So
If we
sure
make
you
it
guys-
there before maybe someone is like, I have all the champions now, everyone else is dead, I win. But be sure to tell us in the comments who you're rooting for. We really want to know to see who is on whose side, who has the best team, who can win at this point.
Yeah,
and
green team.
And remember, we keep a schedule of Fantasy League fights every Monday and Friday. We try to. And we'll... What's the rest of
We'll see you-
We'll see you next time, nerd folk. Goodbye.
Bye.